Okay, let's try this again. I just kind of want this to be full screen, but it's not going to let me do that. So, what's this option? Draw. What does this do? Doesn't do anything. Select words. I see. Okay, well, we don't need that. So, we're going to learn our forms here. First thing we're going to learn are the forms for the present indicative active. Okay. So, we're going to start with the word Lu-o. So we have lambda, upsilon, omega. Okay, that's what we call our stem, the base word. It means in this form, because as we move on, the forms will change. This means I loose. Loose. Okay? So Lu-o means, this right here, means I loose. Okay? So, now, what we're going to do here is I'll show you that Lu-o is the base dictionary form of this word. And basically the base dictionary form is always the first person singular of that word. So, Lu-o, I loose, that's first person, right? I loose, that's first person, and then the action of this verb is just, hit a button. Can I go in tablet mode? How's that work? Anybody know how to work this thing? Let's see here. Tablet mode. I wonder what that does for me. Let's check it out. Close. Close. Close, please. Okay. I loose. Okay, let's just go on. Alright. So I loose. This is going to be... Can I move this over? No. Okay. This is first person. Okay. Alright. Technical difficulties. First person, second person, and way down here, third person. Start with your base word. Lu. That's the stem of the word. But then what does it, that in and of itself, lu, kind of doesn't mean anything yet because it means loose, like too loose, but who's loosing and when? Okay, like those are the things that we can determine by the ending. So Lu-o means I loose. First person, and then the verb. I loose. Now, so you're going to see here, this omega is part of our paradigm to conjugate. Let me finish my little thing here. To conjugate this verb. So, oh man. Okay, so this is called the O declension or the second declension. Declension is a fancy word that just means like endings, okay? So these are the second declension endings. So the first one being omega at the end of our stem, Lu-o. So this makes a hard O sound, the omega. Lu-o. So, second person, how do we say you loose? So the first one was I loose, right? It's first person, and that's singular. Sing, you, are. Let's erase some of our other stuff here that's not as important. Singular, and then this column, so we kind of got like a chart going on here. Okay, this is plural endings. Okay, so you'll have this would be first person plural, second person plural, and third plural. All right, I'll finish it. All right, so you get it. So first person, or I'm sorry, singular. Thank you. Words, they work. I'm not good at English either, eh? So you get it. It's a chart. It shows us the endings for singular and plural, first, second, third person. So Lu-o means I lose. How do you say you lose? If I want to say you lose, I need an epsilon, iota, and what's called a final sigma. It's almost like a 5. That's what it always looks like to me. So we've got lambda, upsilon, epsilon, iota, final sigma. Lu, and then this is a diphthong, which is just a fancy term for when two vowels come together, they make a different sound. So the upsilon, epsilon, iota, that's a diphthong, makes the sound A from like the word in English, right? You say for 8, right? For 8. So it's almost like an A sound. Versus for fre e ut. You know, if you were to pronounce that straight up without making the A sound here, it would sound very clunky. So when those two vowels come together, they kind of lengthen and make their own sound. So same thing in Greek. You've got lu, a, s. Okay, lues. You loose. Ooh. You loose, because it's second person in the singular, right? So you loose. It's just basic present tense. You know, it's not you are loose, or that would be a weird thing to say. So like, it's not I loosed. It's not I am loosing. It's just loose. Straight present indicative active tense. So what I just said there was, it's in the I've still got that on. It's in the present tense. It's in the indicative and it is in the active voice. Like, the voice of this word is active. It's like I loose, boom, straight up. Okay? So now what if you want to say he, so third person, if you want to say he, she, or it, that's a third person, you would say lu, a. No final sigma, so just lu, a. Lu-a means he loosed. He or she or it loose. Okay? I know it sounds clunky, but you would say like he, she, or it loose loose the chains, loose the rope. It's a strange word, but it's it makes sense once you get going why they chose loose as being like the word that you learn the paradigm in. One, probably because it's short. It's just Lou. Okay, so now we have to move into, let's get rid of some stuff here. Now we're moving into the plural. So we have our first, second, and third singular, luo, right? Luo, lues, lue. I loose, you loose, he, she, it looses. Well, no, he, she, it loose. Now we have to move into our first person plural and our first person, oops, I lost my line here. First person, second person, and third person plural. So this would be like when we would say we. This is you plural, or if you're from the South, you'd say y'all, right? You plural. Use guys if you're from New York. Let's see here. Then this is they, right? First person plural, second person plural, third person plural. That's what we got. So how do we say those things? How do we say we loose? Well, we loose, you're going to have to use the ending, well, to make it oversimplified, it's O, M, N. Omen. Lu, omen. Lu, o, men. Lu, men, really. It's like a sound. Lu, men. Okay? And that means we loose. We loose. My pen is super inaccurate, but it works for what we're doing. Okay. So, how do we say y'all loose? You plural loose. You're going to use the ending ete. Okay? Now, I'm like oversimplifying this. It's actually a little more complicated. But for the sake of this demonstration, these are the endings. You've got o, ace, a, amen, ete. That's y'all. Y'all. Loose. Okay? And then we've got they loose. Okay, so now we've got our stem lu, which means loose, or too loose. But who's loosing? They are loosing. So we add the ending lu. Usi. Or usi. Okay, u-si. Again, that Omicron upsilon is a diphthong. So it's going to make a different sound, almost like how we would pronounce oi. So oi, isn't it? Yeah, oi-si. Let me double check myself here, as I am learning and don't want to give you improper information. I'm wrong. That's totally wrong. Forget that. Scratch. Hey, what do you know? I erased it. You don't even remember it. Omicron upsilon makes the sound ooh. That's what I thought. I thought it was wrong. It sounded wrong. As in soup. Okay? Ooh. So ooh. So ooh. This is a sigma right here. Makes a s sound, like an S. And a iota, so oo, s, I. And a iota makes this one right here makes a sound like hit, hi, it, so oo, s. So now you can all say on some rudimentary level, without a lot of background into why these are the endings, you can all say you know how to say I loose, right? What we do here. So I loose, you loose, third person singular, he, she, or it loose, we loose, y'all loose, they loose. Okay? So the back end there, the stem, controls who is doing the loosing. Okay? So we'll go over this. I'm gonna start right here with the Lu-O and work our way down. We're gonna say it together. Lu-O, Lu-Ace, Lu-A, Lu-Amen, Lu-Ete, Lu-Usi. Now, something you have to know, this is for you advanced learners. Many times on the end of Usi, you'll see a nu. Now, why? That's a good question. Basically, in Greek, when you're going along and you have a vowel at the end of, it's sometimes arbitrary, right? Because here you have a vowel, here you have a vowel, right? At the end. Sometimes this movable nu will slip in to prevent hiatus. And you're like, what now? A high what now? So basically, hiatus, if you were going along writing and you're like lu, u, si, and then you have, another, so this would be like they loose, and then the next word is, like let's say agape, so there's a vowel here, a vowel here. So when one vowel meets another vowel, sometimes that nu will slip in to prevent, the iota on the end of usi from running into another vowel, which is the alpha, which makes the sound so right? It would kind of, when these two meet, it'd be like Lu-usi-a, right? It kind of like mushes together. And so that movable nu slips in. So now you've got Lu-usin agape, which would mean they loose, I love. You wouldn't want to say that way, but I'm just showing the demonstration of when two vowels run into each other. So you don't want two vowels running into each other typically. Now they do sometimes, but and we haven't even gone into accenting because each word is accented differently depending on many things. So yeah, so there you go. Oh, I'm in tablet mode. Oh, it probably killed my whole thing. I probably just talked to myself for